Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to my class again. And today's video is about is from Unit 22, Direct and Indirect Speech. Okay, so now you've already learned about the tenses. We've learned about verbs. We've learned about the different kinds of verbs. We've learned about forms of verbs. We've learned about tenses. And now the next chapter is inevitably direct and indirect speech. And once you know verbs and everything about verbs and tenses, this lesson becomes super simple. Okay, so let's talk about direct speech and indirect speech. Okay, now it's really simple. I mean, you all are such lovers of comics, and you'll I don't know what comics you'll read. I mean, during my days I used to read Archie comics a lot. I mean, lately I saw Amar Chitra Katha. I've seen Tinkle comics, and of course you have the DC and the Marvel comics, which I absolutely loved. I was a huge superhero fan. Okay, I loved superhero comics, and I'm sure that you do also. And you have seen in these comics, just above the superhero, whoever is talking in a comic, you'll see a speech bubble and you will see exactly what the person said. Now, that is direct speech, okay? The exact words that come out of a person's mouth, okay? When it is written down, we write that in direct speech, all right? So let's learn about direct speech with the slides and let my lesson begin with my presentation, okay? So here we are. Now, as usual, now this is a lesson which I really want you to understand very well, okay? So this is the part one of the video. The part two of the video will follow later. So right now we're learning about direct and indirect speeches and changing from the direct to the indirect speech, okay? So this is what we are going to focus on today, all right? So, like I was telling you about these speech bubbles, so these speech bubbles are on the left hand side of the page, and I have just left them blank, okay, because I want us to fill some things into it. And then on the right hand side, this picture along with the speech bubble on top represents something that the boy is telling his friend based on what he's heard these four children talking about on the left hand side. Okay, so let's say the first girl is saying, uh, hi, for example. Okay, so that is the exact word that is coming out of her mouth. Let's say her name is Sheila. So Sheila said, in quotes, hi. Okay, so that's how we write it down. Sheila said, comma, open quotes, okay, the inverted commas, H capital I. Okay, you can put an exclamation mark because greetings also you can put an exclamation mark after that, close quotes, and that is how you write direct speech directly from Sheila's mouth. And now that is direct speech. So now he's talking to his friend and he's just talking about Sheila. So he said, Sheila said hi. Okay, Sheila said hi. He is basically narrating about something about what Sheila said. Now, supposing the other little girl is Rita. So Rita says, I have a new dog, for example. I have a new dog, or I got a new dog. Okay. No, sorry, I have a new dog. All right, let's say she said that. So now he's going to tell, let's call him Mick and let's call her Susan. Okay, so Mick is telling Susan about what Rita said. Okay, so he'll say, Rita said that, okay, she has a new dog. And but what is that is indirect speech. But what is Rita said exactly? Rita said, comma, okay, said is the reporting word. Rita said, comma, open quotes, I, capital I have a new dog, full stop, close quotes. Okay, when you're writing it down in your notebook. So basically, direct and indirect speech, the way you write it, the punctuation that you use is super important in your writing. Okay, so of course, these two other boys are saying something, and then that is the direct speech, and what Mick tells Susan will be the narrated speech or the indirect speech when he's talking about what somebody has said. Okay, so look at this picture. Okay, this woman is saying something to the man. Okay, what's she telling him? I want to see a movie. Like, I'm so bored. I want to see a movie. All right. So the speech bubble lets us know what exactly she is saying. Okay, and the exact words are, I want to see a movie. Now, how are we going to write this down? When you're writing down the exact words that somebody said, you use direct speech. How do you write down? How do you write down what somebody said exactly? So in this case, this woman, we don't know who she is. So let's just say she. Understood? We'll say she followed by the reporting word, which is said in this case, which is the past tense of say. Understood? So she said. This is how we normally tell other people about what we've overheard somebody saying. Okay? So we'll say she said, comma, open the inverted commas, right? I capital want to see a movie, full stop, close quotes. This is how you write down what you've heard directly from somebody's mouth. You write it down on in your notebook on paper. Okay? So now let's go to an explanation as usual. As usual. She said, I want to see a movie. This is an example of direct speech. Direct speech is when we report what somebody said exactly the way they said it. That is direct speech. And here I'm just showing it in the form of a speech bubble to show you that she's talking and it is coming from her mouth. Okay? Now, now this is Simba, everybody's favorite. He was my favorite. Actually, my kids were really small when the King came out, and we saw it in the theater. And my God, I absolutely love Disney and basically many good animated films. I love to watch those, and I enjoyed this movie. Okay, I really enjoyed this movie. So we are reporting what Simba said exactly. The way he said it. So this is one of his very famous words that he says is, I want to be a mighty king. I wanna be a mighty king, so enemies beware. Right? Okay, so how do we write down what Simba said? So this is what we'll say. Simba said, comma, open quotes, capital I. Okay, you don't put any space after quotes, just start immediately. I want to be a mighty king, full stop, and close quotes. And that is how you write what Simba said in the direct speech. Understood? So now let's learn the rules. You know that there are always rules. Let me put this up. You know that there are always rules when you are learning about grammar. Okay, so let's see about another superhero. Okay, Spider-Man, who doesn't know Spider-Man? Peter Parker is Spider-Man. I'm a huge superhero fan. I mean, my favorite used to be Superman, followed by Batman. Of course, I loved Spider-Man. And then, of course, there was Wonder Woman. And oh my God, and of course, I love the X-Men. And, I've watched The Incredibles. I just love superheroes. One of my favorite pastime was going to the library and getting stacks and stacks of superhero comics. That was how I used to spend my summer vacation. Reading comics, books, you name it. The written word, I loved it. Okay, so you have different rules for writing direct speech. You have to have the correct punctuation marks. You know what punctuation marks are like? The full stop, the question mark, the exclamation mark, the comma, then you have the open quotes, you have the close quotes, that is inverted commas, and then you have the colon, the semicolon, and so forth. Okay, but in direct speech, it is extremely important that you write down the correct punctuation, because if you don't, you can lose marks. Okay, especially when you go to really you're writing competitive exams. Okay, if you know your rules, you can get score 100 and 100 in grammar. All right, so you have to know the correct vocabulary. Now here I'm talking about the reporting words. Okay, now here you know this is the scene where Uncle Ben, these words are said when Uncle Ben is gunned down by a thief or a mobster, I don't know exactly. And then his dying words to Peter Parker or to Spider-Man is that with he with great power comes great responsibility. This is the last words he ever tells Spider-Man, and which Spider-Man remembers. Okay, and he uses that he doesn't use his superpower carelessly. He uses it with responsibility. Okay, so Uncle Ben said, now whatever is directly coming out of his mouth is shown in the speech bubble on the right, and we're going to write it down. So Uncle Ben said, comma, open quotes, with great power comes great responsibility, full stop, close quotes. And you get a perfect score because that is the way to write direct speech. After she said, you put a comma, you open quotes, write the exact words, put a full stop, then close the quotes. The full stop or any punctuation mark should be inside the inverted commas. Okay? Now, the group of words which come before or after the direct speech, okay, is what is used for reporting what was said. Now, like she said, it doesn't always have to come before the words which are in the quotes. It can come afterwards. Now, that rule I'll show you later. Let's just stick with when the reporting words come before the direct speech. Okay, so it will contain a reporting verb like said, like I'm going to work with only said in this part one of the video. Okay, only the reporting word said, which is the past tense of say. So she said, he said, they said, we said, I said, you all said. Okay, subject plus the verb. Okay, so she said is used for reporting the direct speech in this sentence. Now you see this, these two girls are chatting with each other, maybe, you know, having an afternoon or early morning coffee. They've met after a jog maybe, and they're sitting and discussing something maybe in a coffee shop or maybe in her house. And she's saying something about another friend of hers who's Jessica. And she's saying Jessica is a hard working girl. Now, these are the words which are coming directly out of her mouth. We don't know her, so we'll just refer to her as she, since she's a feminine pronoun. Okay, so she said, comma, open quotes or open the inverted commas and write, Jessica is a hard working girl, full stop, close quotes. And there you have the direct speech written down nice and tidy. Okay, and said is the reporting word here, okay, used before the direct speech. So now, like I told you, if the reporting words come before the direct speech, like it's come, she said is coming before, this is she said, right? Oops, sorry, she said is coming before the words which are in the quotes, that is before the direct speech. All right, so we must write in this case. Okay, now listen, watch this very carefully. She said, the first rule is we must write a comma before the direct speech. So she said, comma. Now this is very, very important. She said, comma, then you open quotes. The blue marks that you see here and at the end of the direct speech are called inverted commas. So she said, comma, open inverted commas, you open it and write, Jessica is a hard working girl. The exact words, put a full stop, the sentence is over, close quotes. Okay, so we must write a comma before the direct speech. The direct speech is what is in the quotes or in the inverted commas. We write the exact words after the comma inside inverted commas. Okay, so after this comma, you write the exact words inside the two inverted commas. Okay, the first word must be capitalized. Anyway, you know that Jessica is a proper noun, but even if it was not a proper noun, supposing I said she is a hardworking girl, the S would be capitalized. Jessica is capitalized. Okay, so the first word must be capitalized and the full stop should be within the closing inverted commas. Now, supposing it's a question, how are you? Then you'll put a question mark at the end, okay, and close inverted commas. If it's an exclamatory sentence, you will write the exclamatory sentence within the inverted commas, write an exclamation mark, and then close the inverted commas. It's very, very simple once you understand that this is how. And children, when you get a chance, like, you have 5 minutes to spare, write 3 or 4 sentences using the direct speech. All right. Now, she said, now we're going back to this boy and this man and this woman who are talking about seeing a movie. She said, which is in blue, is the reporting word, which is in the past tense. Okay. She said, I want to see a movie, full stop, close quotes. Understood? We've learned that this is direct speech written exactly as it was said. Now let's change this into indirect speech. So far I've been only talking about direct speech. So now let's learn this. This is the most important thing about when you narrate the speech that you heard to somebody else and you tell them about it, you narrate it to them. All right, say it in indirect speech when you're talking about somebody else. Remember that, okay? So she said, comma, open quotes or in open inverted commas, I want to see a movie, full stop, close inverted commas. Now I'm going to change this into the indirect speech. All right? Now all you have to do is she said that. You have to say she said that. When the reporting word is said, you have to say she said that. Now there is no comma at all. Okay? There will be no inverted commas at all. But the full stop will remain. So how will I say this? She said that. Now, when she says, I want to see a movie, obviously she's the one who wants to see a movie. Okay. Now I'm talking about her to you, let's say. So I'll say, I've heard her saying this to this man. I want to see a movie. So I'll tell you about what she said in indirect speech. So how will I say it? She said that she wanted to see a movie. Okay. So when the first subject, the subject in the direct speech is I, it will always be about the person who is talking. So, supposing I said, he said, I want to see a movie, we'll say, he said that he wanted to see a movie. Supposing I say, she said, I want to see a movie, then we'll say, she said that she wanted to see a movie. Now, supposing I say, I said, comma, open the inverted commas, I want to see a movie, then it is me talking. So I will say, I said that I wanted to see a movie. Understood? So this is how we change, and then you have to put a full stop. Sentence is over. There are no commas and there are no inverted commas as well, right? Okay, so here it is not the exact words of the speaker, but we speak of it only to give information to somebody else. Like I told you, if I want to talk about what somebody said to somebody else to give information or just to make conversation, I will say it in indirect speech. But when I'm writing down something about what somebody said, I will write it down in direct speech. Understood? Okay, so she said that she wanted to see a movie is in the indirect speech, and it is also referred to as a narration. Okay, here it is not the exact words of the speaker, but we speak of it only to give information to somebody else about this person, right? The reported words are introduced with that. She said that. He said that. I said that. We said that. They said that. You all said that. No commas, right? Like it is in the direct speech. There are no commas. Indirect speech has no commas. Okay. Now, she said, comma, this is direct speech. I want to see a movie, full stop. Oh, I'm tired of this sentence. I want to see a movie, full stop, close quotes. Now I've just written it underneath it, the direct, indirect speech, just to let you see the difference. Now she said, comma, there is no comma in the indirect speech. See, she said that. I I is referring to the person who's talking. So we'll take the gender of the person who's talking. So she said that she, now look at this. Want is in the simple present. It's changed to wanted. So she said that she wanted to see a movie. Now, this is the first rule. Okay. Now, I'm going to explain it step by step in the other slides. Now, right now, you have to just know that if the direct speech is in the simple present, it changes to the simple past in the indirect speech. Okay, so now just the rule about changing. Okay, the comma is removed, as you can all see. She said that, and there is no comma after said. If the first word is I in this sentence, we know that the speaker is a feminine gender. Okay, she is feminine. So we'll substitute the I with she in the indirect speech. Okay, we refer to her as she. We remove the inverted commas completely in the indirect speech. And the first word in the indirect speech, as you can see, is capitalized. Okay. And you you don't have to continue with the capitalization. When you say that she said that she wanted to see a movie, you will not capitalize. After that, after the word that in blue, you will not capitalize anything unless it's a name of a person. Okay. All right. So the first word in the indirect speech is obviously capitalized, like in the whole sentence. S is capitalized and you end it with a full stop. But whatever has been said in the direct speech, the exact words which were in the inverted commas should not be capitalized. Okay, unless it's the name of a person. All right. So that is when you're changing from direct to indirect. Okay. So if the reporting words come after the direct speech, now I've given you an example where I have written she said after the direct speech. Now Jessica is a hard-working girl. Okay, we don't put a full stop because we are going to continue the sentence. So we'll put a comma which will come within the inverted commas, then write she said in small letters because the sentence is not over. Okay, and after comma nobody puts a capital letter, you know that. Okay, so Jessica is, open quotes or inverted commas, Jessica is a hardworking girl, comma, close quotes, she said, full stop. Okay, this is how we write it in the direct speech. But when you write it in the indirect speech, you'll say the same thing. She said that Jessica, now you say, is a hardworking girl is simple present and you will change it into the simple past. She said that Jessica was a hardworking girl, full stop. Okay, so we write the exact words in the inverted commas. The first word is capitalized, like Jessica is capitalized because, first of all, it's the name of a person. Secondly, it's the beginning of the sentence. We write a comma before the closing inverted commas because the sentence is not over. We still have to write she said. Okay, all right. So Jessica, open quotes, Jessica is a hardworking girl, comma, close quotes. She is written small. She said, full stop. Understood? Okay. So Jessica is a hardworking girl. She said, full stop. Here we write the indirect speech like always without changing anything, except you know that you have to change the present to the past. She said that Jessica was a hardworking girl, full stop. Is a hardworking girl is changed to was a hardworking girl. Okay, so here again, I'm just showing these two girls walking and she's talking about Jessica. So Jessica is really popular and known to be a hard worker, apparently. So in writing, it is extremely important to follow these rules, children, because if you're a writer or if you're writing for your exams, you will be writing down uh, uh, these words, especially the direct speech, you have to follow the punctuation. And when you change it into indirect, you also have to follow the rules. Understood? Okay. Now, changing now the different rules. Okay. If it is in the past tense, if it is, we have to change how we change it. Okay. So, if the reporting word is in the past tense, like said, like I told you, it is in the past tense. Okay. So, the narrated or indirect speech is written in the past tense. Okay. Everything will be in the past tense. Okay. All right. Now, let's see how the different sentences which will illustrate this. Okay. So, rule number one is in if inside the inverted commas, if whatever has been said directly or exactly is in the simple present, it will change to simple past, but only if the reporting word is said. Okay, now you'll see in the rest of the slides. Now, there are a lot of examples as usual. So, simple present becomes simple past when you're changing it from direct to indirect if the reporting word is said. So, Ramesh said, I work from home. Now, I work from home is in the simple present, right? Ramesh said, comma, open inverted commas, I work from home, full stop, close quotes, or close the inverted commas. Now, how do we change it into the indirect? Ramesh said that. I will go back to the person who's talking, the gender. Ramesh is a guy, a boy. So Ramesh said that he work, worked from home, that he worked from home. I work will change to he worked. Remember, simple present changes to simple past. If in the quotes you get I, it'll always be the gender of the speaker who's saying the words. Understood? Okay, now let's go through more examples. Lavanya said, I jog every morning. Simple present. Now, Lavanya is talking. Lavanya is a girl, obviously. So, Lavanya said that she jog changes to jogged. Simple present changes to simple past. That she jogged every morning. Full stop. Understood? All right. Now we go to the next example. I said, comma, open the inverted commas. I drink coffee in the evening. Full stop, close inverted commas. Change it into the indirect speech. Now let's see if you can do it. Okay. I said, okay, something about what I do. Okay. So here nothing changes. I said that I drink coffee. I drank coffee. I'm so sorry. I drank coffee in the evening. Drink becomes drank. Simple present becomes the simple past. So I said that I drank coffee in the evening. Understood? Mwah. That is good. Now, some more examples as usual. Okay. Ravi and Rita said. Now, two people are talking about something, so automatically it becomes we. Like because they're talking about what they have done. Okay. So, Ravi and Rita said, we, comma, open inverted commas, we travel mostly by train, full stop, close quotes. So maybe Ravi and Rita, it shows that they like to travel by train. So how shall we change these exact words into the indirect speech? Ravi and Rita said that. You know that you always have to say said that when the reporting word is said. Okay, these are the rules which you are following because of the reporting word said. Okay. So Ravi and Rita said that they they're talking about themselves. Remember, Ravi and Rita becomes they. So Ravi and Rita said that they traveled mostly by train. Full stop. Simple. Now let's go to the next one. The teacher said, I am very happy with you. Okay. The teacher said, I am very happy with you. So the teacher said that. It could be a female teacher, it could be a male teacher. So you can write, the teacher said that he slash she was. I am very happy, was very happy. Okay, I'm very happy changes to past tense, was very happy. So the teacher said that he slash she was very happy with me because she's talking to me, right? The teacher's looking straight into my face and saying, I am very happy with you. So I'm writing that down in the indirect speech, or I'll tell somebody about it. The teacher said that she was very happy with me, or the teacher said that he was very happy with me. You got it? Okay, next one. I said, comma, open inverted commas, she sings well. Full stop, close quotes. Okay, so I'm talking about somebody in my exact words. Okay, so I said that. I'm still talking about the other person when I'm reporting it. Okay, I said that she sang well. Full stop. Sing becomes sang. Okay, and she remains the same because I'm not talking about myself, I'm talking about somebody else. Okay, next. Now, rule number 2 is present continuous. Okay, changes into the past tense, which is past continuous. Present continuous changes to past continuous. Remember that. Okay, now examples as usual. Marlon said, comma, open inverted commas, he is going to become a rock star, full stop, close quotes. Now he is going is present continuous tense. Am going, are going, is going, present continuous. Okay, now you know what happens when you change it into indirect speech. You have to change it into the past continuous. Okay, so I'll say Marlon said that. He's talking about somebody, not about himself. Still talking about a male person. So Marlon said that he was going to become, he was, is going to, will become, he was going to become a rock star, full stop, finished. Is going to has changed to was going to. Present continuous has changed to the past continuous. Understand? Comprendez-vous? Yes. They said, okay, comma, open inverted commas, we are planning to learn Japanese. Two people are talking about themselves. Okay, so we becomes they when you're reporting it. Let's see how. They said, we are planning to learn Japanese, full stop, close quotes. So they said that they, I'm telling somebody about what they said. So they said that they were planning to learn Japanese. Was, we are planning to learn Japanese will become they were. You cannot say they was planning. They were planning to learn Japanese. Okay? Are planning is present continuous. Were planning is when the subject is plural. They is a plural subject. And in here, Malin is a singular subject. So we use was. Plural subject, we use were in the past tense. Okay? So in this case, they were planning to learn Japanese. Now, Suji and I, Suji used to be my neighbor. Okay, that's why I thought of her. Suji and I, we both are saying something. Okay, we are adopting a kitty. Oh, kitty cat. Now, this is that Hello Kitty, and I saw such cute things online, and I wanted to just put one cat, but then all of them look so adorable. Here she's wearing a ballet outfit. Here she's wearing, she's got wings, and here she's a classic bow. So I just wanted to put all of them, okay, because I like Hello Kitty. I think she's really cute. So Suji and I said, we, open quotes, we are adopting a kitty, full stop, close quotes. How do you put it in the indirect speech? So Suji and I said that. We are becomes we were adopting a kitty. So as you can see, the ing form of the verb never changes. It's just the are becomes were. Are adopting becomes were adopting. Okay? Now Teresa and her friend said, we are building a tree house. Oh, the joys of having a tree house. Muthu sir had built a beautiful tree house for us and these two mango trees directly in front of the office. And we had it for many years. And when I was a kid in school, I used to climb up that tree house, sit on the planks, eat raw mangoes with chili powder and salt. How many of you done that, of you have done that? Not only that, take bunch of comics and books and sit and read in the afternoon. You could hear the wind rustling through the trees. It was pretty cool, and we used to just lie down and read comics there. And afterwards, when our friends used to come, all of us used to go there. And Muthu used to be worried whether it would collapse, but he had built it really, really strong. So that was something I wish you children had experienced. So this is what a treehouse looked like. Only thing ours was it was an open treehouse. It was just a big platform with side these things, and it was absolutely. I think he had put something on top, but it was something like this, but not exactly. Okay, so Teresa and her friends said, "We are building a treehouse." Open quotes, close quotes, put the full stop before that. Now change it into the indirect speech. Teresa and her friends said that they. Okay, I'm telling you about it. Let's say I'm talking to another friend of mine. So I'm talking about them, Teresa and her friend. So Teresa and her friend said that they our building becomes were building a treehouse. Right? Okay, next one. Mira said, I am feeling happy. La di da, I'm so happy today. Maybe I have a big chocolate cake in the fridge, or maybe I got great grades, or maybe I just woke up feeling fantastic. So she said, Mira said, comma, open quotes, I am feeling happy. Close quotes. Full stop and close close quotes. Okay, so how do you put it in indirect speech? You will say, Mira said that I am becomes she was. I will always take the gender of the person or the speaker. So Mira said that she was. I am feeling happy will become she was feeling happy. Mira said that she was feeling happy. Okay. Now, rule number 3. Okay, if the reporting word in all these cases should be said, okay, then these rules apply. Understood? Next, present perfect will become past perfect. See, present, simple present becomes simple past in the indirect speech. Present continuous becomes past continuous in the indirect when it changes, right? And present perfect will become the past perfect. It is so simple. All right, so let's look at the examples. Suraj said. Now, whatever he's saying, or any of the people are saying in direct speech, will be in the present perfect. Have, subject plus have, or has plus the past participle or the done form of the verb. That is the rule, right? So, Suraj said, comma, open inverted commas, I have done my homework. Full stop, close quotes. Now, how do you change this into the into the indirect speech? By changing it to past perfect. Present perfect changes to past perfect. What is past perfect? Subject plus had plus the past participle, right? So Suraj said that he had finished his homework. I have done. I have done my homework becomes he had done. I will change to the gender of the person talking. Suraj is a boy. So Suraj said that he had done his homework, right? Yes, have done changes to had done. Present perfect changes to past perfect. I said he has won the race. I said that he had won the race. See what I mean? Prem and Ram said, we have understood everything. This is what Prem and Ram is saying. This is what they are saying. So let's change it. Prem and Raj said Prem and Raj said that they had understood everything. Geniuses. Prem and Raj said, we have understood everything. Indirect will be Prem and Raj said that they had understood everything. Have understood changes to had understood, right? Manju said, I have spoken to my mother. present perfect. Change it. Manju said that she had spoken to her mother. Okay. Rajiv and Asha said they are my two cousins. Cousin brother, cousin sister. So I use them in the sentence. Rajiv and Asha said, we have written a new book. They're authors, apparently. Rajiv and Asha said that they, because we're talking about Rajiv and Asha, so they. So Rajiv and Asha said that they had written a book. Have written changes to had written in the indirect speech. Next, I said I have taught my students how to plant seeds. I'm the science teacher. I have taught my students how to plant seeds. Now, how will you say this in direct speech? I said that I had taught my children how to plant seeds. Got that? That's great. Now, rule number 4. First one we learned simple present changes to simple past. Rule number 2, present continuous changes to past continuous. Rule number 3, present perfect changes to past perfect. So now let's look at this. We learned about continuous, right? Perfect continuous tenses. So present perfect continuous changes to past perfect continuous. So has been or have been will change to had been plus the ing form of the verb. Do not forget that. Don't forget it. Okay? So present perfect continuous becomes the past perfect continuous. Serima, so let's see. Minu said, okay, I have been feeling sick since 2 days. Poor Minu. Okay, it's a blonde Minu. I couldn't find a dark haired Indian Minu, so I put a blonde Minu. Doesn't matter. Okay, so Minu said, I have been feeling sick since 2 weeks now. You can see the subject, which is in blue. Have been is what we use for the present perfect continuous. Have been plus the ing form of the verb is feeling, right? So Minu said, I have been feeling sick since 2 days. Full stop, close quotes. How do we change this into the indirect speech? Minu said that she, I will go back and revert to the person who's talking, which is Minu, who's a female or a feminine noun. So Minu said that she have been changes to had been feeling sick since 2 days. Okay, so Minu said that she had been feeling sick since 2 days. Understood? Trisha said, we have been applying to many colleges. Very difficult job. Once you finish your schooling, your 12th standard, you start applying for college according to what you like. If you want to become a doctor, you apply for medical colleges. You want to become an artist and you're really interested in that, you apply to art colleges, right? If you want to learn languages, you apply to language colleges. If there is something like that in India, I'm not very sure. Anyway, so you apply to colleges. So Trisha said about she and her friend probably, we have been applying to many colleges. So Trisha said that we becomes they had been applying to many colleges. She's not talking about only herself, she and someone else, so we'll use they instead of we. So Trisha said that they had been applying for many colleges. Have been changes to had been. Understood? Next, rule number 5, right? We learned about simple present to simple past, present continuous to past continuous, present perfect to past perfect, and present perfect continuous to past perfect continuous, right? Now we're going to learn about if. Again, if the reporting word is said, but if something is written in the past tense, when you say something in the past tense, so simple past in the direct speech will become the past perfect. Children, you have to remember these rules. The thing is, the more you do it, it'll come automatically where you don't even have to think about it because it's an automatic response because your brain has got used to these exercises. You have understood it perfectly and you will never ever make a mistake. Yes? Okay. So simple past becomes the past perfect. Simple past is just like sleep, slept, jump, jumped, run, ran, sit, sat, find, found, for example. And then, the past perfect is what? Has or have plus the past participle. Okay, but the past perfect is had plus the past participle, right? Had plus the past participle, had plus the past participle, had plus the past participle. Okay, just so that even I won't forget it. All right, so Raj said. Now remember that whatever's coming in the quotes or the inverted commas is in the past tense, and we have to change it into the past perfect. Okay, so Raj said, I threw out the garbage. Don't look at me. It was smelly, but I threw it out. Okay, so Raj said, I threw out the garbage. So Raj said that. I becomes he because Raj is a boy. Raj said that he, past perfect, had thrown out the garbage. Threw becomes had thrown. Threw is the simple past, becomes had thrown in the indirect speech. Right? Next, the teacher said, I gave you homework to complete over the weekend, so you better complete it or else. Okay? So now we're going to say what the teacher said, but I'm going to repeat it to my friend because I am terrified. If I don't do my homework over the weekend, what is going to happen to me? Oh my goodness. Okay, so I'm going to tell my friend about what the teacher said. So the teacher said, I gave you homework to complete over the weekend. Okay, so I'm going to tell my friend. The teacher said that she had given, you will be us or me, us homework or me homework to complete over the weekend. So you will change to us because if it is talking to a group of students, it becomes us. If she's only talking to me, oops, then I have to say me, right? Because I gave you. If it's only me, then I'll say the teacher said that she had given me homework. If she's talking to the whole class, I'll say the teacher said that she had given us the homework to complete this weekend. Understood? Ravi said, I hid my bag in the storeroom. Ravi is actually my cousin sister's son. So you see, Ravi said, I hid my bag in the storeroom. Ravi said that he had hidden his bag in the storeroom. The dog is making so much of noise. It is really disturbing me. I think he heard me. So he's quiet now. Okay, thank God. So Ravi said, I hid, simple past, had hidden is past perfect. Okay, so that he had hidden his bag in the storeroom. Understood? He, because he said I hid, it becomes he had hidden. Understood? He, because it's a male. Serima, see what a good boy he is. He's putting all the rubbish in the garbage bin. Great. Now, again, another example, simple past changing to the past perfect. I said, I spoke politely to the mailman. Spoke is the simple past, right? Change it into the indirect speech. I said that I had spoken politely to the mailman. Had spoken. Spoke becomes simple past, becomes past perfect. Had spoken. Had plus the done form of the verb, right? The plumber said, I fixed the pipes in the bathroom. Fixed, simple past. So the plumber said, it could be a male or a female, but it's usually male plumbers. So the plumber said that he had fixed the pipes in the bathroom. Understood, Serima? I hope you have. I made lasagna. Lasagna is all those strips of pasta, which are flat pasta with usually with meat in between, and they put all these spicy jalapenos and everything, and it's just super delicious. I like it very much. I'm feeling hungry. Oops, it is lunchtime. No wonder my stomach is going growling away. I made lasagna. Now, see, this is an example where the direct speech is coming before the reporting words. The reporting words are the cook said, full stop, right? So I made lasagna, comma, close quotes, said starts, or the cook said. There will be small letters because the end sentence is not ended. There is a comma there. So the cook said, full stop. So how will I change this into the indirect speech? The cook said that he had made lasagna. Made is the simple past. Had made is the simple, is the past perfect, because made is the past participle. Understood? Of course you have understood. Now, rule number six. Rule number six. Again, it has to be said. All these rules which I'm telling you is only if the reporting word is said. Okay? Because for other reporting words like asked or says, everything changes. But I'm teaching you only this for now. Okay? This is what's going to come for your exams. These different rules with the reporting word said. Okay? So, rule number six. Past continuous becomes the past perfect continuous. Okay, the past perfect is, like, for example, had plus the done form of the verb becomes had been plus the ing form of the verb, right? So let's see the examples. Sorry, past continuous becomes the past perfect. So it would be is was running, or was swimming, or was eating, for example, and it changes to the past perfect continuous will be had been plus the verb plus ing, had been swimming, had been running, had been eating, etc. Okay, so he said, I was studying hard for my exams. Now, my is referring to him. I is referring to him. So don't change it and make it me. Okay. Just be very careful in this when you're converting it. So here he said, and everything is relating to him. That is, I means him. He said about himself. My exams is for his exams, right? So we'll change it now. I was studying for my exams would become he said that he had been studying for his exams. So the past continuous has changed to the past perfect continuous. Was studying has changed to had been studying. Understood? Now let's go to the next one. The actor said, I was rehearsing my lines. Rehearsing is when you repeat the lines over and over again. You can say it in front of the camera without looking at the lines. That's how you learn the lines by heart. You have to learn the lines by heart. Okay? That's how actors are able to speak without having a page in front of them. And that would make the movie pretty terrible, right? Okay. The actor said, I was rehearsing my line. Past continuous. Was rehearsing. Past continuous. Okay. So you're changing it into the past perfect continuous. So the actor said that he what had been rehearsing his lines. Past continuous changes into the past perfect continuous. Okay, now next one. Now here again the reporting word is coming after the direct speech. Okay, but no worries, it's super simple. Always remember when the reporting word comes later, he said, she said, everything starts with a small letter, ends with a full stop. Okay, so here I say said Rosie instead of Rosie said. It's good grammar. Nothing wrong with it. So I was baking a cake, said Rosie. Was baking is the past continuous. Now you know what it has to change to. In the indirect speech, it has to change to past perfect continuous. So Rosie said that she had been baking a cake. Thinking of cakes and everything makes me feel even more hungrier, but I have to finish this video, right? So maybe I can fast forward it later. So look at the cake. That also is making me hungry. Oh my goodness, it is making me super hungry. Next, the same thing. Past continuous becomes past perfect continuous. Some more examples. They said, we were looking for our bikes. Now they are talking about something that's theirs. Understood? Not about me or you or anybody. Theirs. Okay? So it's very easy to first read. They said, comma, open inverted commas. We were looking for our bikes. Were looking is the past continuous, and were is used for when the subjects are plural. We is plural, right? A plural subject pronoun. Now, how do we change it? They said that they were, the were looking will change to had been looking, right? So they said that they had been looking for our bikes will become their bikes. They were looking for their bikes, not my bike or your bike. They were looking for their bikes, right? Okay, next one. Patrick said they were waiting for the bus. Again, they is followed by the plural verb. Okay, they is a plural pronoun followed by a plural verb. So this Patrick said they were waiting for the bus. Full stop. Close quotes. So Patrick said that they had been waiting for the bus. The past continuous changes to the past perfect continuous. Okay. Now again, I have an example where I have put the reporting word after the direct speech. So we were teaching the kids, said the teacher. Full stop. Now remember that before the closed quotes, closed inverted commas, I put a comma, not a full stop, because the sentence is still continuing. That's why said starts with a small letter. Now, the teacher said that they had been teaching the kids. Were teaching becomes had been teaching. Okay. Now let's see the other. Rule number 7. Now this is pretty simple. Okay. If the reporting word is again in the past, said, okay, the narrated or the indirect speech is written in the past tense, okay, except for one way. If it is a universal fact, like the sun sets in the west, the sun rises in the east, there are 12 months in a year, there are 7 days in a week, a Monday is the first day of the week, for example, all these are universal facts. And of course, if you take proverbs, if they are put in the direct speech, nothing, the tenses will not change. Examples below. Okay, so universal fact or a proverb remains the same when changed to the indirect speech or when it becomes the indirect speech. Next, the teacher said, now this is which we have done a zillion times in our grammar book. It is there in almost every exercise, right? So the teacher said, comma, open the inverted commas. Honesty starts with a capital H because it's the beginning of a sentence. Honesty is the best policy, full stop, close quotes. Now, what do you do to change these into the to change this into the indirect speech? Nothing changes except the teacher said that. That's all. Okay. The teacher said that honesty is the best policy. Now, here you don't write honesty with capital letters. You don't, because it's suddenly in the middle of a sentence, you can't give a common noun or here in this case, an abstract noun, a capitalization. Okay. So the teacher said that honesty is the best policy. The present tense is does not change its tense at all. Kajal said, the earth revolves around the sun. Universal fact. So Kajal said that the earth revolves around the sun. Full stop. Okay. God helps those who help themselves, comma, close quote, said the principal. So the principal said that God helps those who help themselves. Now here God, I've written in capital letters because usually we refer to God only with capital letters. At least we do in India. Okay. So the principal said that God helps those who help themselves, full stop. So as you can see, the tenses don't change. God helps stays as God helps. Help themselves stays as help themselves. The tenses haven't changed at all when you're changing from direct speech to indirect speech, when whatever's in the direct speech, in the inverted commas, is a universal fact or a proverb. Understood? Now, there are changing from direct to indirect, you have certain words, they're called modals or they call auxiliary verbs, but that is going to be learned in great detail later, okay? I just want to go through the simple thing. May changes to might. For I'll give you the examples later. May changes to might. Can changes to could. Shall will change to would. Shall or will changes to would. Okay. And then you have should or ought to is usually used in a sentence to show or give advice. She should finish her homework before 8 p.m. She ought to finish her homework before 8 p.m. Okay, children. So this is just to give you information about when should and ought are used. Okay. Shall normally doesn't, you don't use should for it. Okay, because we I shall finish my homework becomes he said I shall finish my homework, then he said that he, you cannot say should. Okay, he should, he would finish his homework. Okay, so with examples you will understand what I mean. Okay, may changes to might. Now let's look at direct speech which has may in it. Okay, now just remember this: may, when it is followed, it's like a helping verb, like when it is followed by another main verb, that main verb will not change its tense. Okay, now you look. Julia said, I may watch the movie, which means it's probable that I might watch it. Okay, for example. So Julia said that she, I become she, might watch the movie, but watch does not change. So the helping verbs only change here. May, can, could, shall, will, etc. These change, but not the verb that follows it. Okay. So Julia said, I may watch the movie. Julia said that she might watch the movie. Yash said he may pass if he works hard. Okay. So Yash said that he might pass if he worked hard. Okay. Works becomes worked, but anything following the may, might, can, will, or shall will not change its tense. Okay, so Yash said he may pass if he works hard. Yash said that he might pass if he worked hard. Understood? Can changes to could. Prema said, I can win if I try. Prema's my cousin. Prema said, I can win if I try. So Prema said that she could win. Win does not change. Prema said that she could win if she tried. Try changes to tried. Try is a simple present, changes to simple past in the indirect speech. Again, some more examples, and I think this is the end of it and the end of this particular part one of direct and indirect speech. So let's finish this. I said I may finish the work soon. So may changes to might, right? So I said that I might finish the work soon. Rina said she might take care of my dog. Now Rina is talking about she and her dog. Okay, somebody else. So Rina said that she might take care of her dog. That is, what's her name? Rina's dog. So Rina said that she might take care of her dog. That is, this is Rina. Rina is an old lady and she adores her dog, but she's going out of town and she wants somebody to take care of it. So Mrs. Rina, or old Mrs. Rina, tells somebody that, she may take care of my dog when I leave for Malaysia. So Rina said that she might take care of her dog when she leave becomes left. Leave is simple present, becomes left when she left for Malaysia, full stop. Okay. Can again changes to could. Some more examples. Harish said they can ask her for help. So Harish said that they could ask her for help. Immediately after the helping verb can, will, shall, may, you do not change the tense of the verb, which immediately follows these helping verbs. Okay. Okay, again, some more examples. All right. He said, I shall write a letter. Okay. It's an intention. He plans to do something. So he said, like I say, shall or will change to would, not to should. Okay, so don't change it to should. Okay, so he said, I shall write a letter. He said that he would write a letter. Again, after the helping verb, the verb immediately after it will not change its tense. We shall take her advice, comma, close quotes, Asha said. So Asha said that we would, said that they, Asha's talking about she and somebody else. Asha said that they would take her advice. Okay? Preeta said they will fire her. She shouldn't come late all the time. They will fire her. So Preeta said that they would fire her. Okay? Maya and Meena said, oh, she will not listen. So Maya and Meena said that she would not listen. Understood? Okay, it's really simple. And that's all for now, children. It's This is part one. There are like way more rules. Okay, there are lots of rules, but I'm going to just stick with this for the exam. I'm not going to be giving any of the others, but I shall be preparing another video. But there'll be a part two, and there'll probably be a part three. But as of now, you only for your exam, you have to just learn about part one. Okay, children. So I'm going to finish off for now. I am super hungry. It's 2:20 and I'm going to stop sharing and go back. All right. So that was a little long. I think I was sneaky feeling it was a long video, but children, I explained it bit by bit in a lot of details because this is an important unit, especially when you're doing a lot of writing work. And if you're asked to do maybe a short story, or maybe you have to write something, this is going to be extremely useful for you. Okay, so I'm going to say bye now. I love teaching you this lesson. Actually, I really love this lesson. Okay, all right. And I just want to say I love you and see you on. Wait, today is a holiday, Good Friday tomorrow. I'm going to see you tomorrow, okay? So bye from me. I love you. Bye bye.